Guys, what is up? Welcome to this episode of Grant Guy Reviews. Guys, this is my good pal Jacob.
What's up, guys? I'm Jacob.
Gaming Adventure, and today we are reviewing the hit Disney Plus show. Jacob did a lot of research for this. He just got done watching 3 seasons of Daredevil.
I was prepared for this show, guys, and unfortunately I dropped it after I was recommended on the internet to skip everything and watch the last 15 minutes of the last episode.
And that's right, guys. Echo. Did I already say echo? Echo.
I think you did. Echo. There's echo in here.
Yeah, guys, there's a bit of an echo.
Yeah.
We're reviewing the good stuff today. So there are 5 episodes in total. They're like 40 some odd minutes each.
That's being generous. That's being generous.
Yeah. The last episode is 30 minus Disney Plus credits.
Can you know off the top of your head? The first one's like what, an hour, 50 minutes?
Yeah.
2, 3, and 4 are around like 45.
Yeah, it's like 50, 45, and then 50 again. Then there's one that's like 35.
The finale is 37 minutes, which is so stupid.
It's like,
this is not how TV works, you know?
Really taking your time. I don't know. That's the thing with a lot of streaming recently that I've seen. Like, not even just Disney Plus, even on like Hulu. There are a couple different shows like Ted, the prequel series that released. I watched that. Okay. And that one was random too. Like the first episode was like an hour long, then it was like 40 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes. It's like, why? Just make it the same length. It's easier to time out that way. Because if I got to watch before I go to work, it's like I can sit down and be like, okay, I can do 3 of these episodes. Perfect.
True.
Yeah. But guys, we're not.
And also, like,
that.
You can't really fit like. Usually, like, if you boot up an episode of The Sopranos, you have an hour long. You know what you're getting. The story has a theme throughout the episode. Same actually for Daredevil as well.
Yeah.
Like Daredevil, they're always consistently like an hour long. There's like a story plot for the episode. So if Grant, who hasn't seen the series in forever, sits down and watches it, he gets something from it. But then in like, shortened finales like this, it just leaves you wanting more and you don't get a full story. Anyway,
there's just nothing to gain from it.
Yep.
But we start off with basically right after the Hawkeye TV series. So we have our main girl in this series, Echo. Just got done killing our boy Kingpin.
So killing right away. What do you think about the mature rating? Do you think it deserves that rating?
Dude, I don't know what made it mature rating, dude. I like there's only one thing that I can think of. Like they don't say any F-bombs. There's like hardly any swearing at all. But the only thing I can think of is there was one part where she like cut her leg and she had or maybe she was shot. I forget exactly
Doesn't Kingpin like don't ask me. Doesn't Kingpin like beat up someone because they made fun of blind people or deaf people?
That's right.
Yeah, and there's a scene in the trailer where he's like has blood on his suit. Was that the most gory scene?
Yeah, but even that, they didn't even like show him like punch and.
Bruh.
But there was one part where she had like a cut in her leg and it was opened a little bit, but I wouldn't think that would count for an M rating. I mean, I wasn't expecting like tits to show up, but I was kind of waiting for it.
A little more violence.
Yeah, just a little bit more violence. So nothing really too big, but so she runs back to her hometown after killing Kingpin, but they're fresh on her tail. So guys, the big thing with Echo is I gotta be honest, I still didn't quite understand what her power was.
Yeah, same.
Until I had to kind of like Google search it at the end.
Yeah, and also I was confused with the sound editing. Like, okay, so in Daredevil, he loses his like senses in the beginning of the 3rd season. So a lot of the time they're doing it over the shoulder shot where it's blurry around him, right up in his ear, and then it's like, oh, I hear water dripping, but it's really weird. And this one, she's deaf. So they can, play the sound effects, but like she would hear a rumble of a car, and then like I'm like, do deaf people hear some stuff, or is it
it was very like offbeat. Like there'd be a few times, maybe once per episode, where it would kind of focus on that, but it would only focus on it in terms of like, okay, the camera angle is her eyesight, so the sound is just blurry.
Yeah, like I think for the examples, like the final episode when the Indians were like, "Ah, da, 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 da," and then they were hitting that drum, the drums would pick up in her ears.
Yeah.
Stuff like
exactly,
that. Yeah.
exactly. But I feel like they definitely ignored it for a lot of the action sequences.
Yeah.
Like you know, in what's the probably like the bowling alley, or no, it wasn't a bowling alley. It was a skating rink.
Oh yeah, the skating rink. Yeah.
Like she noticed like people like coming up behind her and was like, flipping around them. It's like would she notice that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's tough to say, but I just feel like there wasn't a lot of that attention to detail in these episodes. But
the attention to detail was the sign language everybody did. That was kind of cool.
Yeah. It was cool they did that. I did like what they did with Kingpin's sign language. Not to skip ahead too much. Did you see that part?
I'm pretty sure like he never bothered to learn it, so he had an assistant learn it or something.
Yeah, well, it's like a eye thing. It's like an eye contact he like put in her eye, so that way no matter what he said, it would like fake the sign language in front of her.
Okay,
I was like, that's kind of cool. That's cool.
Supposedly, if you're deaf, you could watch the whole show and understand it. Like
really?
If you're in real life deaf, you could just like turn on with no subtitles. And it makes sense, supposedly.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Of course, now that you think about it, it's like imagine like a deaf person like wanting to get into Marvel, and they're like, all right, what are my options? One TV show, got it.
One TV show or this plethora of comics and stories.
right. Well, there's also 2% of the Hawkeye TV show. They can watch 1 or 2 episodes of that because she's also in that one.
True.
Yeah, but going into Echo's powers.
Yep. Anyway,
basically, the whole thing is it's echoes of her past selves. So, for example, let's say I was a rootin' tootin' cowboy in the past, which she is in this one. She used to have the life of a cowgirl. So that makes her a sharpshooter. I'm like, okay, all right, that makes sense. And then one of her other past lives was the ancient woman of this like original tribe.
Yeah,
who like saves her people, by holding up the ceiling and all that.
Yep.
So she gets some of her like healing abilities from that. But there was one backstory that I still don't understand. There's one where she's like playing a ball game, and then she's just kind of going,
Okay.
And then it just kind of ends.
So
and then that's like never brought up again. I was like, what's the way? Because every time they show one of those, it's like, that's how she got a skill. Yeah, it was like an Indian game where they're like, she's trying to get like the ball in the middle of the group.
Okay.
Did you
no, I didn't see that. No.
Yeah, well, she's like going in the middle of the group trying to get the ball.
I should be reviewing this, by the way. But anyway, keep going.
But yeah, she's like trying to do that. Eventually, she does get the ball.
Oh, yo.
And then it just ends, and there's like nothing.
Okay.
That doesn't connect to anything.
So there's not like a present scene where like someone's hamster's rolling down a highway. It's like, oh, and then like she's like, oh, I got it, and like a Lego piece puts together like the stick from like the past. Like, how did I make this? Yeah.
Gotta get the ball.
Imagine she's like hanging out of a car, like doing that. That would be a hype action scene, guys.
That's how she defeats Kingpin. Actually, he's just standing on the side of the road by like train tracks, like, huh, oh, and then she just kind of like thwacks him as she's like riding the train past him.
Yeah, that would be.
Damn it! You've done it again, Echo. You've done it again.
Does she kill people? Actually, is there a moral code killing?
Yeah, she kills people. She kills people.
Yeah, right on.
Mostly when she's involved in like the gang stuff.
Yeah, I guess her was it cousin or someone like crushed like 2 white vans full of soldiers.
yeah, that's right.
So I guess he kills people too.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Well, going episode by episode.
Yeah, okay.
Because that's the way her power works is like echoes of her past, and she has like a healing ability. But we'll get to the best part of the healing ability.
Yeah. Right.
So I will say I think the best parts of the story are definitely like the first episode and the first half of the second episode.
Okay.
I found it interesting because it just starts off with this girl's family, and it turns out her dad is into some shady business. Mom goes for a drive to go get some ice cream. bam,
Mhm.
T-boned.
T-boned.
Now, dude, here's one thing. I have a bit of an issue with that.
Okay.
So, the mom is shown later to also have this healing power, because Echo throws like a rock at a bird, and it's like healed the bird.
Oh, so it's like the female side of the Indian line.
Yeah. I
guess.
think so.
Yeah, I don't know.
And so the mom like heals the bird by like touching it, and then in this scene where she gets T-boned for a second, she's like, so I feel like she could have just been like, oh, I'm done. Oh
Yeah.
man, that was a close one. Good thing I just had to touch myself real
Yeah.
quick, and now I'm good.
Yeah, it sounds like they need to really. The powers are so freaking vague.
Yeah, it's just really all over the place. But I thought the crime part of it was interesting at first, and the 2 seconds we get Daredevil in the show,
Dude. Yeah.
that was some good choreography there. But
Yeah.
I would say the rest
And
of the
what do you
show.
think about
yeah.
her meeting Hawkeye? Because you saw the Hawkeye show. Were you like, that's him in the Ronin phase? Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I like the Ronin arc in general in the
Yeah.
comics.
Yeah.
But as for this show specifically, like, okay, when I was watching Hawkeye during all of her sequences, I was kind of like, who cares? I don't know who this person is.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know. I don't think this should have necessarily come out before Hawkeye, but maybe if they got
yeah.
released like within the same month, then it would have been a little bit more like, oh, I see. But yeah, in this one, it was just like there was like 30 minutes of like a recap, just explaining things that happened in Hawkeye. So it wasn't really mind blowing, but it was interesting.
Right on.
Yeah. But yeah, going to episode by episode. After that point, it's really just a bunch of stalling. It's a lot of stalling. Kingpin comes into town, big surprise, he's alive.
Yeah.
And he's just kind of trying to like hunt her down. Echo goes around blowing up trains and
Yeah.
gets a new leg, because her leg got cut off in the car accident. And,
Rip.
it actually introduces us to my least favorite character in this entire show.
Oh, okay.
Can you guess what my least favorite character is?
Probably not. The one dude who crushes soldiers in the white van.
Yeah.
Is his name like Bobby or something?
He's something like that, which is like also the innocent guy or whatever, like the Bubby. But no, dude, it's her best friend. I remember in the first episode, they're like, "Are you gonna visit?" I don't remember her name. Are you gonna visit Clarissa?
Oh,
And she was, like, working
in
at
the
the fire
finale.
station.
She's talking to that chick, right?
Yeah. So, dude, all that she does for the whole thing, I'm going to give you guys the entire arc. So basically, she's working at the police station, and then Bubby goes on like a train robbery with Echo, and then Bubby, like literally on the police siren, is like, if anyone wants to buy a PlayStation, that'd be pretty cool. I have a PlayStation. Anyway, I was with Echo, and wait a minute, did you say Echo? No. And then she like goes to find Echo, gets trapped, and then the situation becomes like 10 times more complicated, because that's like the whole bowling alley thing. It's just a bunch of like nothingness. And then for the final episode, she gets captured again. And the only
didn't the grandma get captured off screen?
Yeah, and the grandma got captured. Yo, actually, you know what, dude? Fuck that grandma, bro.
Okay,
dude, I hate Disney grandmas, bro. This grandma, like, okay, the dad ended up getting the mom killed, right? The dad was involved with shady things. Gangsters were the ones that like sideswiped the mom. Okay, grandma's mad at the dad. That makes sense. I get it.
Yep.
Okay, but then the grandma's like, you need to leave and take that little kid with you. I'm sorry, wouldn't you want to like keep the kid and send the dad away? I don't understand why she had to go away.
Yeah.
Because she was like banished from the town along with her dad. It's like, why wouldn't it just be the dad that was banished?
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Huh.
Yeah, so they just go off, and then she comes back, and the grandma's still like, I don't like you.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck's your problem?
Dang, yeah.
It's like, oh, even at the very end, like almost the second to last time they communicate, Echo is like, you abandoned me. And she's like, uh-huh.
Dang.
Yeah, it's just so stupid.
Freaking, yeah, rhinestones everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I just didn't like it how well, I was skipping to the finale. Well, I mean, throughout the whole series, Kingpin is literally just simping for Echo the whole time. Like, why the frick?
Yeah.
He just, in this show, Kingpin is just not really that threatening, which is a huge turnoff for me. Like, obviously, when he steps out of the car, dumb, that's his back. Oh my god, what's Kingpin gonna do?
Yep.
But, like, he just makes, like, the dumbest decisions here. Like, it just, I don't know, I just thought he wasn't up to the Daredevil Kingpin.
No, I 100% agree. I think the best part for Kingpin was when Echo goes like back to her house.
Okay. Yep.
And then he's just kind of like standing there. That was like, oh shit.
Yep.
But at the same time, he just kind of like plays it off really. Okay, I just don't understand his motivation because it's like, okay, for the majority of him showing up and talking to her, it's like, I love you. You're like a daughter to me.
Yeah.
You're like a daughter. Come back to me. Here's this little eye thing so you can communicate with me. I'm not going to have any of my men go in the house. I completely trust you. I'm going to go into the house. Here's some wine. Here's some cookies. I know you like these cookies. And then she makes a good point later on with the whole like, oh, you just didn't want to learn sign language. So why bother with the eye thing? And then later on when he's like, join me, and she's like, nah, just doesn't show up to the meeting spot. He like flips out and he's like, I'll kill your whole fucking family. It's like, so what you're telling me here is that her shooting him in the face, he was like, you're my daughter. I understand why you did it. But her just being like, I don't want to come with you. He's like, fuck you. Fuck your grandma, your best friend. It's like the motivations is really weird here. Did you get that at all?
Yeah, I really didn't watch enough of this to judge it. I'm just literally just saying stuff. But yeah, no, it's just like every scene I saw of him in the limited viewing, he's just looking sad or glum. He's not really controlling the situation. It was just disappointing.
Yeah. So, and
like,
then we have
like, doesn't he want to rule the world with Echo or whatever? Like.
Well, he wants her to be the queen pin or whatever.
The queen pin.
Yeah. So basically, as we mentioned before, the big finale happens, and Grandma, the best friend, are kidnapped, and then she's got to do the big move. And guys, we actually get to Jacob's favorite part.
Why did Kingpin take them there, by the way? Like, what was going to happen to that? It's going to blow it up?
I think it was more just like if she said no one more time, he was going to do like the big, all right, they're all dead.
Okay.
And then he just like kills everyone. That's what I assumed anyway.
Yep. But for me, even though I wasn't really invested in the series, when I was watching the finale and it's 37 minutes long, you know, there's some credits in there, and then like 3 minutes it's like away, and it's just the Indians just dancing. I'm just like looking at my phone, I'm like, all right, time's ticking, come on. You know,
dude,
like,
no, I 100%, dude. Yeah, like, and even just to skip toward the end a little bit, even like after all's been said and done, they do a thing where she's like, all right, I'm leaving town, and it even shows a shot. Because every time someone leaves town, it shows the same shot of them going to the left of this sign, I noticed, because they use that same shot like 5 different times.
Interesting.
And it showed her doing that, and then she just kind of shows up at the house. And I'm like, did they use the wrong shot? Or was that just like oh, gotcha. She was just going there to get groceries.
Yeah, interesting.
And she just kind of has a barbecue, and that's it. No big reveals, no nothing.
Dude, yeah, they freaking also that one shot where they did that with the ancestors behind her. They could do that once, but when they did it twice, I was laughing.
Dude, yeah.
There's a bunch of girls were like,
yeah, because okay, so Kingpin's walking up to her. He's like, "You son of a bitch!"
Yeah, he's just waiting for her to. He hears her. He's like, "I was here the whole time. Guards surround her."
And then she does the wait. And then he goes, and then it goes back to probably the best moment of the entire series.
Yeah. So it goes in his room or as a kid, and then there's a hammer, and then he's like, no, and on the wall there's banging. He's like, oh my god, no, I'm gonna relive my I'm gonna relive my repressed trauma and have to deal with that. Oh my god. And then she's in there and she gives him the hammer. and then he's like, oh no, and then back to present, he's like, what did you do? And then literally all she did was just put him like she made him look at his repressed trauma.
Right,
like
right.
that's it.
Like dude, imagine
Sorry.
if you saw
Yeah.
like a friend in middle school drown like
Yeah.
right in front of you, and then you became like a dick a couple years later, and I was like, remember that? You remember that?
Yeah,
like,
like-
it didn't change
yeah.
his mind or anything. He was just like, oh, fuck you.
Yeah. So guys, we have to go into the world of changing people's minds / hearts. So
Yes.
Persona, when they steal a heart, I'm pretty sure it's explained a little bit, but it's kind of creepy almost how like the adults transform for the better. Obviously, it is for the better, but their evil cells have been stolen or whatever. I think that's how it works.
Yeah.
So like then there's like, oh, steal the heart, they'll become a good guy. This one, it's like she just like trauma dumped himself over, and then
okay, imagine you're playing Persona 5. You're going in to steal the heart, but instead of stealing it, they kind of just like look at it and they're like, damn.
Yeah, they just kind of like stroke it. Just
like,
and then
that shit's crazy. They kind of just leave.
Yeah.
And then the pervy gym teacher's just like, what the hell,
yeah, he
man?
says a bad day, and then he's like, I'm gonna go home early.
You know,
and then,
I'm getting back to this tomorrow, by the way.
Yo, wait, yeah, that's what it is. Okay, remember like all right, at least for me, when the artist dungeon opened up or temple or whatever, I did it the first day, and then they're like, yeah, the artist teacher, he's in bed, he's sick, and he was like that for like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
that's what Kingpin is in this one, except he doesn't have the moment where he apologizes publicly. He just gets a depression for 2 weeks.
Yeah, he doesn't end up on the news like, I'm sorry for my actions, Echo. Who the fuck is Echo?
Who's Echo?
Yeah, then she does that. And then all the guards start like attacking her, and then all of the ancestors pop up behind her.
This is what like Marvel loves doing this, where they split Thor's power to other people, so then they can gangbang the enemies. Like this happened at Echo, the power, girl power, and then like it was fine, but then I think it's a shot where all 3 girls were like doing JoJo poses, and then they beat up the guys.
And again, my favorite part is like you see the cow girl. She's like, you know, doing all that. And then you see the original one with the powers, and you see her using the powers. Then you got the one with the fucking ball. And then it doesn't show her doing anything. I'm like, who is this? What is her purpose?
Yeah. And then I mean, Kingpin, he kind of just it cuts and he's in a cop car, right?
Well, he ends up just kind of like leaving on his private jet or whatever.
Oh,
because then
someone
he sees
else is in a cop car, I guess.
Then he sees the news,
dude.
And then
the writing in that scene was so great. We need a mayor who's an up and comer on the ground, boots on the ground. We need muscle. We need muscle, but we need a mayor with muscle.
Guys, we really need a mayor with muscle, but no one's taken up the spot yet. God, it might be too late. Actually, I don't think it is too late. The whole time he's like,
dude, and it's just after Daredevil. Oh, I guess it's a prequel. Okay, because like in Daredevil season 3, by the end, all the cops know Fisk is corrupt, and they actively don't want him there. So he definitely won't win an election in Hell's Kitchen. So maybe it's a different part of New York, but it's for Daredevil, so it needs to be in Hell's Kitchen. But it's also called Born Again. So how much do they? Where is it on the timeline? Does everybody drink water? They gave them amnesia and vote for him again. I don't know.
Imagine that. Like it goes back to season 3. They're all surrounding Fisk. Come out with you.
Okay, no.
Terry. What was I doing again?
So I have a better one. It's like like Bullseye. He wakes up after credits, and then it cuts to in the same hospital, and then it's like some guy walking. He's like, "Hey Gary, how's the water going?" And then that's when Gary's like, "Who?" And then it's like, "Huh? It's working perfectly." If they actually poisoned the water with amnesia water, that would be. I'd give them props.
Daredevil, I don't think you understand. I poisoned the water hole. You bastard.
Yeah, you bastard. Yeah. It's interesting, though. It's interesting.
It's fantastic. But yeah, that's kind of where it ends. And the one Bubby guy in like his monster truck F-150.
Yep. That kind of
just, it kind of just like rolls on top of a van filled with people.
Yep.
And
they're parked perfectly close together, if you know, like that.
Jacob, now if you had to, if there was no way out of this, and I was like, Jacob, you have to get in this truck and crush 5 human beings. Do you think you could do it?
I could not. I don't think.
Now, let's say I forced you to do it.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
we have to remember from this guy's perspective, he doesn't know they're in there. He just sees 2 parts white vans and goes, "I'm gonna crush them."
That's a good point. That's
so
a
you're
good
asking
point.
me, would I crush
Well, he
2 white
does see
vans?
the guy with the bazooka, though.
Oh, he does.
And he does run him over.
But he just assumes every.
Yeah, yeah. It's like
Okay.
just that guy from all he
Okay,
knows.
so you're asking me if I saw 2 white vans pull up to my apartment, say like on the parking lot down there, and the driver has a bazooka.
Would you get in your Ford F-150 you own?
Yeah, I'm just making this realistic.
Okay.
Would I flip this desk out the window on their cars? No. I would call the cops.
Now, how scared would you be if you saw someone other than you, like the floor below you, do that and then go, "Woo! Ha ha ha!" As their crushed bodies are lifelessly twitching.
I would be terrified. I'd be like, "What the piss? Oh
then
my
you hear a
god!"
knock on your door like 5 minutes later. No.
I would definitely hide and not answer it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, Bobby, and then
That's about it.
Yeah, that's about it.
That's all of Echo. So, guys, what did you think about Echo? Tell us.
Oh,
in
final
the
thing. What
comments
do you think
down
of her
below.
final costume, her superhero outfit?
I mean, it's a costume.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
I'm glad at the very least, because the one complaint I had about the Netflix shows, everyone but Daredevil just wears jackets for their like
interesting.
final outfit. Like Iron Fist has a hoodie, Luke Cage leather jacket, Jessica Jones normal jacket. Everyone's just got a jacket.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they actually like gave her something at the very least.
Yep. True.
But what is your final review, Jacob?
Okay, guys, I should not be giving this a final review score because I did not see like much of it, but I guess just freaking 2 out of 5. It's just Disney garbage. Don't watch it unless if you are like us. I didn't even watch it. So
Well, I do agree with the 2 out of 5.
yeah.
I think it is a lot of nothingness. There's nothing really here.
I guess
You're
they
not
tried.
Right.
There's some
I can
cool stuff.
respect
Yeah.
that they took a character that like no one knows, and they were like, let's give her a little something.
But
You know.
how does her ability factor into Marvel Snap? Like Echo, I'm pretty sure disable any ongoing cards laid here. Like, what the frick does that even relate?
Oh, because you see the new animation for the Marvel Snap card, it actually shows 2 fingers doing this, and then it shows them going,
oh yeah, the animation. Yeah.
Dude, of course.
And then in the back, do you see the new card backs where it's Kingpin's face going? It's just screaming. This is a mouth open.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
yeah, but what's your score? 2 out of 5?
2 out of 5.
Okay,
It's just a boring lot of nothing. You're not going to get anything from watching it. The only way I would say to watch it is if you're just like us and you're just watching them all, just to watch them.
Yeah.
You know, just to keep up with the stuff that comes out. But other than that, go watch something better. Just
like Daredevil. Because Born
Yeah.
Again's coming out soon, guys. You need to catch up on that.
Catch up on your Daredevil. Hey, catch up on your Daredevil content, buddy. It's about time. It's been years.
It's been years.
I watched the first episode on my Nintendo 2DS, dude. On Netflix
nice.
on my Nintendo 2DS. Yeah.
See, I watched like all of Hunter x Hunter on my Nintendo 3DS.
Yo, was it 3D, bro?
No.
Dude, what the hell,
What the
dude?
frick?
But guys, thank you for watching the Echo review. We shall see you for whatever the next Disney Plus garbage is. I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
we'll see you guys then. Bye-bye.
Peace.